Hello, Wes Okeke, CEO of Headway Idea Labs. I want to talk about how not to be filtered out. In one of my videos, previous video, I talked about don't be filtered out. But how not to be filtered out? One is to understand the people or understand the customer, but then also be strategic as an investor. And what do I mean by that? Understanding your customer is extremely important. I did many years of BD, business development. And when it came to connecting with my customers and understanding their problem and the solution I was bringing to them, I had to take a very unique and strategic way to do that. When you're developing your product or your startup, you're very much solution oriented. And that is very important because you're going to need for your customers to quickly adapt and adopt what you're selling. And that's very important. But at the same time, you need to be very strategic. You need to understand how to market to them. You need to understand what is their true pain point that you're solving. A lot of times, founders will come up with a new innovation, and the innovation is solving a problem, but it's only a symptom of a bigger problem. So when an investor is looking at pitch decks, and I'm just going to jump into this very quickly, but when investors looking at a pitch deck, a lot of times they see a lot of high-level information that the founders or the startup is addressing. They may talk about the problem, they may talk about the solution, but they don't go deeply in depth to really share the details of the problem. And then not only the details, but the benefit, the value that the solution brings. And that's very important. If someone goes from has to spend 40 hours a day and you're able to save them the 39 hours and it drops to 1 hour a day, or they're spending $5,000 a year and you're dropping it down to $100 a year, and that's a great benefit. But what is the value? The value is now they have reducing all these hours. Now they have the benefit or the value of being able to do so many more things, or save so much more money, or spend that money on something more valuable. And it's very important when you're putting these decks together that you're thinking like an investor. You're very strategic. What do they want to see? What do they want to hear? What are you not saying that should be said? What are you saying too much of that is losing them? Sometimes we focus so much on the technical aspects of what we are building, and we're losing sight of the true value that the investor wants to hear about. How long will your business be able to survive? What is the scaling potential of your business? What are some major risks when it comes to competition, when it comes to a particular trend in the market? How will your startup recover or avoid or sustain and continue to be successful? These are some very strategic things that an investor wants to see. Now, you always got to keep your eye and your mind on the people, but then you have to be strategic. Think strategically like the investor.